heartbreak in every way, whether it was with a relationship, romantic relationship, whether it was with friends who stabbed you in the back, family, people you thought you could trust and confide in, and knowing that they didn't have your best interest at heart. So I think when your life kind of blows up in your face that way, it makes you look at yourself, and it makes you look at the ones around you, and makes you think that you're not worthy and that you're not good enough sometimes. So I think that's why I was so honest and vulnerable on this record. So I was going through a lot these past 3 years, and it wasn't just with romantic relationships or anything like that. I went through depression and things like that. That's why I'm a huge advocate for mental health, because it's real, and that's really what this album is about. Like, you don't see how many times I have to piece myself back together again. Someone said, why isn't Heart on My Sleeve longer? It was always that short. I actually Frankensteined it with another demo called What About Me? So those were some of the earliest demos I created when I first started this project. And, more recently, I merged them together. J.O. said, do you pray? I pray constantly, all the time. God is the thing that keeps me grounded and going. And that's why I'm filled with such gratitude, because I know I couldn't do this without God. What do I want my fans to take from this album? I want fans to know that you don't have to be perfect, and we don't have to have all of our shit figured out. We are perfectly fine, flawed the way that we are, and we put more pressure on ourselves when we think there's something wrong with that. So I definitely let go of that idea of false perfection, because it just doesn't exist, and I drive myself crazy trying to get there. So it's something I'm actively working on, even now. Someone said, can we get the song you teased last year when I had the buns? Oh, the 2 buns in my hair? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Are we getting a deluxe? Do you guys want a deluxe? Do you guys want one? Let's see what else. Let's see. You've been playing it all day? Oh, I'm so happy. Make sure y'all buy it too, okay? It's number 2 on iTunes. How did I pick the beats? Whatever really spoke to me. Whatever spoke to me, to be honest. And if I heard, if there was something I could add to the production, or something that kind of made my heart soar, or if it was open enough where I could hear great melodies and all of that. Someone said, why did you bring the red hair back when you said last time you had it was during a lot of pain? Well, the reason why I brought it back for the album cover is because it's me taking my power back. It's me saying, like, don't mind my edges. I haven't. Oof. Number 1 on iTunes R&B? What? You tripping? You for real? She's the queen? Are you for real? Are you for real? But if y'all want the deluxe, maybe I'll start working on it. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So for the album cover, I wanted to bring it back because I wanted to take my power back. I wanted to not be fearful, and I wanted to be able to represent I'm not in the same place that I was mentally then. And it really was for myself. No one really... It's number 1 on iTunes? For real? Are y'all shitting me? You guys want to see something? I'll show you guys, since I'm live together. I know you're going to screenshot this, but let me make sure it's not. Okay, you want to see one of the earlier track lists before I changed it? This was one of the earliest track lists. See? The intro always started it. See? Treat Back was always on there. This is one of the first track lists of the album. See, I have the notes, mix, share. I erased this part so you guys can see, but see, this was the original track list. Yep, and that was before I revamped it completely, and it's in pieces as we know it now. And some of those songs still might come to the light, to be honest. I'm a album girl. I saw a reel that said I'm an album girl. Like, you get me when you hear my albums because it's a body of work, and how when Sis and I created, we weren't known for our singles, we were known for our albums. And that's true. So maybe I'll just, when I release, I'm always creating, I always just want to drop projects. So maybe that'll be my thing, because I feel like you guys understand my creativity that way more. Yeah. But maybe I'll drop those when you guys continue to buy and stream the album, and make sure you run up the numbers on the cheat back video with Future. Shout out to Future. Man, he's so cool. Future is so nice and like chill and like funny. Like, we met on the music video set, and he is so cool and nice. Shout out to him. God bless him. I'm so grateful he did that for me, and that he did the video with me. And he really brought like the perfect like guy's perspective to it. And one of my favorite lines that he says is, "Shorty finally found herself fucking on someone else." Oh yeah, someone said 2 years ago, we were talking how, oh yeah, when somebody asked me if I was dating Future, and I said I didn't know him. And it's cool because now I can say I have a song with him. Shout out to Future. Thank you so much. God bless you. He's so awesome, guys. So my favorite line that he says is, "Shawty finally found herself fucking on someone else." When I first heard that, I said, whew, that's true. Then he goes, "Shawty, my little twin, I see, getting revenge, I see." It was wonderful, because it's like, I'm talking all my shit, right? From the girl's perspective, like, nigga this, nigga that. Like, he's gonna teach me some new moves in the bedroom. I'm gonna have you sicker than polio. You gonna see the video. And then he's like, you know what? I should have had cameras in the crib. What? The song is so toxic, because I'm undercover toxic. And it was just great. And you guys can know like where my headspace lies just off the lyrics of this album, if it's not already obvious. But I'm just so happy. Can you tell? I've just been in the house. I've had meetings and stuff, and I haven't had any makeup on. I've just been, and I also did like this amp thing with my fans earlier today. And it was just really, really cool. Oh, yes. So for Cheat Back video, because it feels so nostalgic, I referenced a Toni Braxton video. I referenced the reverseness of Me, Myself, and I, because how things were in reverse. And I also referenced Waiting to Exhale with Angela Bassett, and like all of those movies and shows that show what a scorned woman does and what she goes through, because I wanted it to show like those actions not happening, because instead of me trying to hurt you in that way, I'm just going to cheat back. So I definitely referenced a lot of 90s, early 2000s videos where they were so open and great about storytelling when it came to the videos. Like, even if you look at the colors of the videos, it feels very Hype Williams like. So Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola Davis, my woman king. But yeah. Okay, so I will answer a few other questions, and then I'm just gonna chill. Literally nothing can bring me down. I'm so happy. I don't need anything but me and my family and cinnamon rolls that are on the way. And I'm just so grateful. So I got to shout out Columbia and Parkwood and my godmom, who's my manager, Charmaine. She's been killing it. I begged her for a long time to manage me, and she finally did. And I was so happy. And I just have to give a huge shout out to Beyonce for loving me and supporting me and giving a chance and a shot on Sis and I, and all of you guys for just loving me and being supportive. And I have to give a huge shout out to Simone and Pac and Chris Godby, who helped mix this album with me, and Teresa La Barbera was the A&R, and Boo Thiem, who also A&R'd, and, Ron Perry. I got to give a huge shout out to you for accepting all my wild ideas and wanting to make this really visual. And I'm so grateful. And I have to give one of the biggest shout outs to my sister, Hallie. I love you. Thank you for being by my side since the very beginning. And because of you, I was able to find the strength within myself to think that I could do this on my own. So I love you, and I just thank you for supporting me, and I'm so proud of you. And I just want to thank you guys for everything. And I've just been crying tears of joy because it's like it's finally out. I worked so hard on this. I wanted it out for a while, and I haven't even been like obsessing over numbers or streams or anything. I'm just happy that you guys hear me, you see me, you recognize me, and you just see me as Chloe, a human being, instead of like a made up facade or a girl or somebody that doesn't exist. So I hope this album brings healing to anyone who's going through pain or depression or anxiety and is afraid to speak up about it. You're not alone. I thank God I wasn't alone, and I had someone to get me out of it and people around me who loved me, because if it wasn't for them, I probably would not be here. And mental health is really real. So take care of yourselves and don't be afraid to speak to somebody. And it's okay to not have your shit together all the time. And it's just a season and it'll pass. So I love you guys. I can talk for the rest of the night, but I just want to thank you. This is just the beginning. I hope you don't get tired of seeing my face. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop being a little mushball. And I love you. And to everyone, all the writers and producers who collabed with me on this record, thank you for your creative light. Thank you to the legendary Missy Elliott for gracing this project, and Future and Chris Brown, and all of the work and the string players and the choir singers and everyone who made this project what it is. So I couldn't have done it alone by myself. Yeah, I executive produced it, and I would go in the studio at 3 p.m. and leave at 10 a.m. the next day and not sleep at all, but I couldn't do it by myself. I had people to hold me up, and you guys hold me up, and just thank you for seeing me. Thank you for sharing it. Just thank you for being you. I can't get the smile off my face. Nothing can bring me down. And until next time. So on the 7th, I have Praise This coming out on Peacock. So I will be doing press for that soon. And I'm going to Atlanta for the premiere, so that'll be really fun. So I hope you guys don't get sick of me. And last night when I was leaving the No, I'm Not High, first _ of business, I've never smoked at all. I've never smoked weed or anything, done an edible, nothing. This is just me high on life, baby. Stop trying to bring me down. But after I was leaving the album release party, last night, we drove past the big billboard of me for Praise This. So it was really cool. Anyways, speaking of me never smoking weed before, I did a great job at looking like I smoked weed before on Swarm, right? That was fake weed, and I had to have a class. I had to have a class from Dom and Donald on how to do it properly. So I was like trying to do it right. But I don't think I'll ever smoke weed because I don't want to mess up my voice, to be honest with you. And I'm already hyper enough, and I already think too much to have add anything extra up here, because this does not stop. Trust me, it's a little. Marcus XX said, do some Afrobeat. I kind of did for I Don't Mind. I definitely want to explore that more and do it more. I produced that with P2J, and I wrote that song by myself, and my godmom was in the studio, and she was just singing to it. She was going, do, 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 do. I took my mic, I said, sing it on here, and then we sampled her in there. So all the people that I love, they are in this in some form or fashion. And I'm sure you could hear Apollo's Caller in there. And the first song is the opening, Someone's Calling, is a Louis Armstrong sample of the Swamp Song. And it's a song that my grandpa Colonel would sing for me ever since I was a little girl when I was growing up in South Carolina, and he'd always go, Chloe, Chloe. So even when I was little, I always said, hey, when I do a project, I'm gonna sing that song, because I